Hey fellow learners, it's time for a new episode of Alex Learns HTMX. The last time we were on the verge of implementing editing our to-do list, and in the meantime I also realized that I can do some small changes as well, but we'll mainly focus on editing today. So let's see. First of all, I'd like to run the tests. Make sure that everything is still working fine. You never know how this code changes by itself, right? Just kidding, but it's a good habit to run the tests and make sure that nothing happened in the meantime. Alright, the tests are still kind of slow, and I'm thinking of ways to improve them. I think the main problem is that we keep closing the browser here, and instead we could reuse the browser, but it usually entails some issues. So we'll have to be careful when doing such things. It can take longer than expected. With this being said, I have one thing that I think would be easy, and that is eliminating the driver. The driver will quit here, and so just out of curiosity, what happens if we don't close it? Oh yeah, this was the issue with the tests are passing, but oh yeah, I didn't want to do this one, I wanted to do the other one. Okay. So not this one, but the one here. And it's an empty method in Python, so I need to add a pass. Let's see. Would this work? Would this be faster? I don't think so, but I mean, it works, but it's not, it doesn't seem faster. Yeah, 1 second, not that much. All right, we're gonna leave it as it is. The last time we wanted to make some changes here and make this thing edit. Let's see if we go here. This is our example. I can click on add item. Now I'd also like to have edit, and I was thinking how cool it would be if I could edit just by clicking. I know this is perhaps not the usual way of doing these things, but we can play around, right? We are here to learn, so why not? So let's see how we could do this. I think that what we need to do, first of all, let's open the templates. So right now what we have is, first we are loading lists, and let me make this a bit larger so that we can see what we are talking about. And we have this button. Now we also have the items that are hidden behind the scenes. So I'm thinking about adding, basically what we need to do is to add a trigger on item 1 and say first list, first item, something like that. I'll just write it hx post, hx dash post equals first list slash first item edit, hx trigger equals click, hx target equals let's just do first list container, so same as before, and hx include equals input. All right, so what this should do is to create a request, a post request to a URL that doesn't exist yet, but that we will create. But when we are clicking here, okay, so it says post 404, first list, first item edit. Of course, we'll need to deal with those at some point, but they should be easy. The request is with all the items, and then I should return the one with a template that uses editing. So this should be fine. Let's do quickly app.py So here what we need to change, first of all, before making all these things, we need to unignore, to enable our test, not unignore. Edit first item at first list. Shell to list model, expect the list model. Alright, I'm gonna close this for now, make it smaller. Okay, let's run the test. It's possible that I didn't create the edit method in homepage. Okay, so what happened? Edit first item, can't set attribute. Okay, so this is failing. That's actually fine, because we'll need to change the method in edit first item of first list, the method in homepage. Okay, so I will instead go to test homepage, edit first item of first list. Okay. All right. So it actually, I think it clicked and then it couldn't change. And I think here we will need to actually get a new element. We cannot use first item anymore, but we'll figure that out. Oopsie daisy, what a nice coloring thing. All right. So now what I am going to do is to look into app.py. We need a new root. And approved first list, first item, edit, methods equals post, quest. And this time we don't want to append, return edit first item, edit first item without list. Okay, .html, and then what we'd like to do, go to templates, cp to-do list, edit first item, HTML. Let's quickly see what this does. Just actually, let's go here, vim.py, return edit dash first dash item. Okay, edit templates, edit first item. Okay, so that looks good. And now instead of doing this, what I'd like to do is to have, right, we have a for loop where item into do list items. Let's just, for now, remove this, make this type text, and run make test. Probably the test will fail. Okay. So already we're having a problem. We didn't change correctly the app.py method. I'm gonna let the tests finish. This is why I don't really like when these tests are slow. You make a small mistakes and then you need to wait a bit. But hey, I think it's, for now, I think it works. Not 100% happy, but hey. Okay, only now it's quite, let's try to close it. Cool, so that worked. So we actually have, I think, the buffers. Yeah, we'll close this buffer, go back to the previous one, and now what I need to do is to, what is going on here? So it says view function mapping. What is this? View function mapping is overwriting. We have slash list slash first list slash add slash first list slash first item slash edit. Ah, same name. Edit item, yeah. Edit first item. Yeah. I could also run only the last test. Okay, let's see how this works. So now the first one should pass. Yeah. Okay, okay. I normally like to run as many tests as I can, but in this case, I'd really like to have these tests faster. Yeah. Okay, so we still have an error, and I think this happens because of first item. So my feeling is that we need to take the first item once again. So basically, go back here. We can, I mean, if we really want to, we can give it a quick test. So refresh, click. Ooh. Right. Okay, that's wrong. It's good to look from time to time. Okay, so I did something wrong, and I think what I've done wrong is in the templates. So edit template, edit first item. Actually, no, not this one. It's edit templates first to-do list HTML. First list container. What is going on here? So did I change templates, lists, post, li post. First list, first item, edit, first list, container. So you should replace this whole thing, right? Because this works as well. The first list, maybe we need a slash. I think we might need a slash. Also, I need this repeated in the other template. Not this one. In edit templates, index lists, to-do list. First list slash first item slash edit trigger first list container include input. And then this is hidden, yeah. Close this one. We are now in lists. First list stage is triggered, yeah. This should be okay, I think. Let's see what's going on. If I'm clicking on new item, should work. This, okay, this will definitely open everything, but why is this replacing? So I have request is items on, response is this thing, which is fine, but then what I really need to replace is the whole container. So it should be first list container, hx targer, oh god, right. So the problem seems to be that I misspelled target, yeah. Target. Jeez. Okay. Templates, and I think this may have happened in to-do list as well. Target, yeah. So let's see. Yeah, this is what we want. Oh, and now we need a way to save this, right? Now setting the text on this should work if perhaps if we also give it a name type ID. Yeah, so this input will need an ID that we can recover on here. So what ID would we like it to have? So we have first list header, first list items test, first list items. Okay, we'll have no first list, first item editor, find element by ID, first list, first item edit. Very long name. Okay, but what we need here is first item click, first item editor equals self dot first list first item editor first item editor dot text equals new text. But this doesn't finish it. What we also need to do is a way to submit these changes. Should we have a save button maybe? First list, first item, save. First list, first item, save. And so we'll have first list, no, first item, save, self, first list, first item, save, first item, save, dot, click. Right? This should be, this sounds like the complete thing, but we're gonna see. So if we run the tests right now, the last test should fail, but none of the others. And the last test should fail because it doesn't find the item to edit, because we haven't yet given it an ID. No such element, first list, first item, edit, unable to locate it, first list, first item, edit. Okay. Vim templates, list.html, ID equals list first item edit. And then we need to take this and change it in to-do list. Now, of course, this will not work if we have multiple items in list. So maybe this will break the code. And I also don't like the fact that we have this duplication between the various files. So I need to actually do this in multiple places. And I think, okay, let's run the tests. Let's see if we have another test failing. I'm afraid the ones with 2 or 3 items. Yeah, no, okay. So once works, twice works, 3 times works. So I guess even if we have duplicate IDs, it still works. First item editor, new text, can't set attribute. Okay, let's figure that thing out. Refresh. Let's see first how things are. So we do this. Network. Let's clean this up. Click, post, request, sends item 1, response, what we see. Perfect. And now the thing is, it's not able to set the text. Okay. Let's see first if we missed something obvious. So it's first list, first item, edit. Just quickly check that this is good. First list, first item, edit. Okay, this looks fine. So the item is found, but it cannot set the text. And first item click, first item editor, self, first list, first item editor. Okay. And then dot text equals new text. So what could be wrong here? Well, we could just, to see what happens, we can go into tests, test home page, no, test end to end, and remove the headless argument. And what I'm thinking is to temporarily ignore all those and to make the test. So now browser window should open. Okay. Let's also close the quit and this close the pass. And let's see how this works. Now this happens often. It's best to have 2 ways of running the tests. One way that allows you to see what's happening and the other that doesn't. Right. So apparently we got here, but it cannot set the text. And the thing is, the item is probably found because it didn't give me any error that the item wasn't found. So I'm probably using something wrong from Selenium. Which means I need to go back to the drawing board and let's quickly search here. So we have locating elements, text. Yeah, I don't want to locate. I think I've located them. Right. Started navigating, located, WebDriver API. Click and hold, drag and drop. All right, this is quite interesting. Text. Context, click, getting text, getting alerts. Nope. This is not what we want. So let's see. Python Selenium, change text of input. How to change input field value. Okay, what is this? This, I don't think. Working with input. Okay. Find element. Oh. Find element is displayed. All right, I mean, fine, but this is not what I asked you. Navigate, len is displayed. Driver, find element text field, plain len, find element. Ah, we need to do find element, send keys. I see, we cannot just change this. We need to do send keys. I see. So the tests are wrong in this case. We need to temporarily close this and go back here. And here what I need to do is first item editor, send keys. And I think send keys is, of course. Now, the only thing, there are a few things I don't like about Python. One of them is packaging, which is quite annoying. The language is nice in general, but I prefer camel, I think it's called camel keys for naming, camel case for naming instead of this thing. But hey, conventions, we can live with those. Okay. Right, so first we need to delete everything. But that's quite cool. Okay. So how do we delete? Good one. How do we delete things from? How to set text value? Okay. Find element send keys. Okay, find element send keys, right? We can do clear and then send keys. Clear, send keys. Send keys, send keys. Okay, so we need to call clear first. First item editor dot clear. Yeah, so if you're a Python programmer and you see this, don't tell me it's wrong. The way I name my things, I love naming them like this. All right, unable to locate an element first item save, of course, because we haven't added yet. So we are in edit first item. This is good. Input and, oh, I don't need the add button anymore. Okay, let's make this larger so that we can better see what we are doing. I actually don't need the button anymore. I'm gonna need it here. Nope. Button ID, how is it called? It's called the first list first item save. first list, first item, save. And it should be on first list, first item, save. Click first list container, include input, save. All right. So now if we run the tests, let's make this smaller. If we run the test, we can see it goes there. It probably clicks unable to locate element. Add item first list. What are you trying to do? Add item first list. Oh, I think it's in the assert where we are checking the, yeah, we are checking that the result is correct, and the result is not correct because we got this 404 here, right? So close this and go to app.py, where we need to do. So actually, I think that we need to do the same thing as here, except save first item, first list item, save. Except we don't append things. And now let's run make test. All right. Hey, and our test is passing. Cool. Now we have a few issues here. Vim test end to end. All right, so let's go back to what we were doing. We want to run headless. We want to have the cleanup. We want to have these tests. And we want to have close. Make test. And I'll run all the tests. All the tests should pass now. Hopefully we haven't done anything weird. Perfect. Let's quickly see how this is behaving. So if I click here, I can save. It saves. Now the interesting thing, what will not work, then now it's actually doing this for every item in the list. So actually our edit for now works only for the first item in the list, but this was the test, so that's perfectly fine. Now can we leave this to work like this? Let's see if we can do anything to limit this effect. So normally perhaps I need to write a check here that we only have one thing edited. But let's see if I can figure out how these things are going. Okay, how these things should work. So first we are getting lists that is loading. Let's go to templates. So we have lists. and we have this edit thingy. The thing is, this should only work for the first item. So I think the problem is in to-do list. Because here we have 4 items in to-do list items. So what we need to do is to figure out a way in Jinja to replace just the first item. So Jinja to loop. So normally you have this 4 and we have this collection. Now the question is, can we have another way of doing this? I mean, I guess we can have ifs, right? If something, then something. Normally, the way I would write this is I would split the list in 2. Perhaps this is what I need to do on to-do list items. So actually, but I don't think the problem is to-do list. The problem is edit first item, right? Yeah, this is where the problem lies. And we can actually make this work fairly easy with one change. I would like to split. Right now we are sending only this variable, but what I like to do is to split this variable in 2. I like to have the item edited item equals to-do list items of 0, let's say, and then rest of the list or displayed items equals. And now the question is, how can I get in Python? I think I can get in Python the items from a list, but except first. Get everything for 1. Yeah, this is what I remembered as well. So this should work. To-do list items of 1. So this would take everything from 1. And here we have edited item equals edited item. Displayed items equals displayed items. And this means that I actually need the other loop. So let's open a new buffer here, edit templates, and what I need to do is to do edit first item, and this is actually not going to be here, it will be here. And here what we will have is for value equals edited item. Typing OK. And here what we need is to take everything that was before, only with a different variable. So it's not in to-do list items, it's in displayed items. And we need to edit templates to-do list and take everything from here except the add. Close this, paste it. Okay, remove this, remove end4. And this should be it. Now the issue with this is that I can still introduce some bugs, but we'll soon see. All right, so let's try it. Nope, don't need that anymore, don't need that anymore. Refresh. All right, click here. Let's say something, save. This works. Add a new item. Click here, save. This works. Now if I click here, it will still edit the first one, right? Because we didn't change, we haven't changed that. But progress, cool. So now we have this thing, and we can remove this. Okay. We can remove this. And now the question is, so I will also need to write a test that adds items and then goes through multiple items and edits them. But I think we'll leave that for the next time. For now, let's run the test, and the test should work. And we can also take a quick look at our code and see how things are going, right? So we definitely know that we have some issues. Status, git commit, implement edit item. Only works for first item in the list. But it is progress. Now I'm always very tempted to try something else, so let's see quickly. I'm very curious about what we would need to make to allow editing on another item. Yeah, I know. So yeah, we need to have a way to tell it on which item we clicked. So which kind of counting which item it is. And that's probably the time when we'll need to create IDs that are based on the order somehow. And also have the URLs mapped with values. That sounds like a bit of work, so we'll not do it today. Let's see, so what do we have? We've added init, first list header. Okay, we have this. We have an edit now. And we edit editor and save. We have a clear way of editing, like interaction model, and that's really cool because it helps us solve these problems. All in all, good progress. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you found it interesting, let me know. I hope you found something that you learned today. I kind of like htmx. I like how it works. I know we could have done the same things just on the client to replace the text editor with the actual text, the OL element with the input, but honestly it's really cool. I like it. It works quite fine. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, remember to think design and work smart.